ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रीशङ्कराचार्यनवावतारं विश्वेश्वरं विश्वगुरुं प्रणम्य वेदान्तशास्त्रश्रवणालसानां बोधाय कुर्वे कमपि प्रबन्धम्। Yesterday we were looking at the Nirvikalpaka Bodha in Tika on page number 9. The Moolam was Padajanya Smaranasya. From there we are going to begin. Before I proceed, yes? संसर्ग अखंडार्थ संसर्ग अनवगाही शुद्ध ब्रह्म मात्रो बोध जनकता। दैट संसर्ग अनवगाही शुद्ध ब्रह्म। संसर्ग मीन्स देयर वेयर देर इज association, contact. Avagahanam means jnanam. Anavagahi means that jnanam which does not have sansarga as part of it. That is called Shuddha Brahma, which is otherwise sansarga means with any other padartha. For example, when we say Gam Dandena Anaya, so in that Vakya, Gam Shabda is Dvitiya Vibhakti, Dandena is Tritiya Vibhakti. So, and there will be some Sambodhanam, He Devadatta, He Krishna. So, these three Shabdas, Devadatta, Danda and Gau, they all are having sansarga, association with each other with certain vibhakti. That is called sansarga, and that vakya is called sansarga vakya. Tattvamasi vakya is not a sansarga vakya, because tat and tvam, they are not associated with any vibhakti. Tat is also prathama, tvam is also prathama. So, unlike a sansarga bodhaka vakya where they have different vibhaktis, Tattvamasi vakya is not sansarga bodhaka vakya. And it is not Visheshana Visheshya vakya also. Like Neelam Utpalam. So, both are in Prathama Vibhakti. Napunsakalinga. Utpalam is Napunsaka. So, Neelam, Utpalam. But there one becomes Visheshana of the other. Neelam becomes Visheshana of Utpalam. Utpalam becomes Visheshana of Neelam. So, blue lotus and lotus which is blue. So, I want blueness which is associated with lotus. And I want lotusness which is associated with blue. So, that is called Visheshana Visheshya. Jiva and Ishvara cannot be Visheshana or Visheshya of each other. Therefore, Mahavakya, Tattvamasi Vakya is revealing that Brahma which neither has samsarga nor visheshan visheshya samsarga. And that's why it is called Sansarga Anavagahi Brahma, Shuddha Brahma, Matra. Shuddha Brahma Matra is only to reveal that nothing else is revealed. That's why it is Nirvikalpaka. Actually, Shuddha Shabda would clarify it. Shuddha itself means Matra. But just for the sake of clarity or more precision, he has put Shuddha Brahma Matra. Means nothing, no upadhi is included in that Akhandartha Bodhaka, Akhandartha Bodha. That is, the Vakya reveals Shuddha Brahma Matra Bodha. So, Akhandarthata is that. Lakshyasya cha arthasya ekatvad Akhandarthata. Then, see in Tika, next portion, the meaning of that is Nanu etadrisho atra lakshanaya jayamano nirvikalpaka shabdabodha tadartham tatah purvam jayamanam yat shakya sambandhena arthasya smaranam tadapi nirvikalpakam eva iti vaktavyam. So, if the shabdabodha is of nirvikalpaka, then the smaranam which was there due to the Shakya Sambandha, that Smaranam also should be Nirvikalpakam. Because earlier he already said that word that you are going to use for Lakshana, that Lakshana word should already be known otherwise. Like Tira should be known as a separate Shabda, and then when I have to use Gangayam Ghosha, then I apply Lakshana to Ganga to attain Tira. So, like that here also. Itaratha Shabdo Bodho api Savikalpaka eva syat. Otherwise, what would happen? The Shabda Bodho also will be Savikalpaka. Means somewhere Nirvikalpa Jnanam should have already been taken place. Then I can do its Smaranam. Then the Purvapaksha says that Nirvikalpakam Smaranam tu na kwapi drashtacharam iti. But Nirvikalpaka Smaranam is not there anywhere. So then, in Moolam, it is given Padajanya Smaranasya Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Anukulasya Nirvikalpakatvam Anubhavadeva Aviruddham. Padajanya Smaranasya Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Anukulasya. Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Anukula. Nirvikalpaka Vakya means Vakya which is revealing Nirvikalpaka Brahma. That is mentioned as Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha. So that Nirvikalpaka Brahma, which is the Vakyartha, Anukula to that, conducive to that, will be Padajanya Smaranam. So Padajanya Smaranam will also be Nirvikalpaka. So that is said. Nirvikalpakatvam Anubhavadeva. Padajanya Smaranam also will be Nirvikalpaka, and Vakya is also revealing Nirvikalpaka. Therefore, that Nirvikalpaka Anubhava is Aviruddha to Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Bodha. So this is a very subtle thing. What he is saying is, if I already have, let's say, Ghata Jnanam, and then when I am using some other context, and if somebody uses the word Ghata, so I can have Smaranam of Ghata since I already have Jnanam of that. Okay. Now if somebody says that Ghata is filled with water, Jalapurna Ghataha. So I have already seen what is Jalapurna Ghataha. So then when that word is used later, then I can do smaranam, oh, this is Jalapurna Ghata. So like that, when Tattvamasi is said, and through Lakshana I arrive at Nirvikalpaka Brahma, then I already know, I know what they are meaning. Nirvikalpaka Brahma means there where there is no Desha Kala Vastu. So in Sushupti, there is no Desha, there is no Kala, there is no Vastu. And that is Anubhuyamana, because when I wake up, then I say, Sukhamaham Aswapsam. I slept very happily. I had Ananda in that. So all it said is that the Smaranam is aviruddham to the Vakyartha Jnanam. In Tika, Anyatra Adrishtacharo api artha Shrutyadi Pramana Shrutyadi Praman aviruddhaschet tad angikare Badhaka Abhava ityartha. Shrutyadi Praman aviruddha. If that doesn't read properly, you make it. Anyatra, elsewhere, even if you have not seen something, if it is not contradicting to Shruti Pramana, then you have to accept it because there is no Badhaka. Means nothing is stopping you now from accepting that meaning. So, Shruti is going to be your Pramana here anyway. Now, before we proceed further, in this context, I was just going through the Tika in Nyaya Ratnavali, and I thought some portion will be very helpful for sadhana. So, I will go through it. We have seen those two quotations, one from Bhagavad Gita and one from Kathopanishad, Yada Panchavatishthante and Yatro Paramate Chittam. But here he has given little more. So I will go through it about Asampragnata Samadhi. And I also like to emphasize, see, when we study this, right? So this, like there was discussion on Jati, Vyakti and all, and there is so much discussion on Nirvikalpaka Padartha and all. Finally, everything boils down to clear understanding and ability to remain in that wisdom. So, like one is doing the Pankti, but then that should be my own Anubhava in the form of that, yes, this is my understanding, this is my wisdom. So here, see, he talks about Asampragnata Samadhi. What is Asampragnata Samadhi? Sarva Vritti Shunya Niruddha Manorupa ityartha. Asampragnata Samadhi is where all vrittis are stopped, Niruddha. And he gives quotation from Maitrayani Shakha. So some Maitrayani Upanishad. And when you read this, when I'll read this, you will know that many of these shlokas or mantras you have already heard otherwise. Laya vikshepa rahitam mana kritva sunishchalam yada yatyamani bhavam tada tat paramam padam. Tavan mano nirodhavyam hridi yavad gata kshayam etad jnanam cha mokshascha sheshastu grantha vistaraha. So these two, one part, Amrit Bindu Upanishad is Tavadeva nirodhavyam yavad hridi gatam kshayam etad jnanam cha dhyanam cha, there it is given, here it is given mokshascha, and everything else is Grantha Vistara. There it is said Nyayascha Vistara. Everything else is the logical explanation on that. And this Amani Bhava is where mind is Laya Vikshepa Rahitam. So, for this asampragnata samadhi, the emphasis is on that you practice this sadhana of samadhi abhyasa. As I have mentioned this earlier also, some acharyas, they think vakya will produce the jnanam and you don't have to do anything. And some acharyas will emphasize this samadhi abhyasa and all, everything. And so each individual has to see what is the right thing for them, and that also topic will come. Okay. So when mind does not have laya and vikshepa, so that is said in Mandukya Karika also, that laye sambodhayet chittam, vikshiptam shamayet punaha, sakashayam vijaniyat, samapraptam na chalayet. So if laya comes, then sambodhayet chittam, then you teach your mind. And if vikshiptam, then shamayet. So if a sadhaka has done this kind of abhyasa for a long time, then mind which has become nishchalam gradually will attain amani bhava. And what is this yati amani bhavam? Amani bhava is that I will be able to negate that mind. I will be able to understand mind is mithya. You can see right now the play of mind, how it is going with the situations everywhere, with the health, and so there is so much fear, there is so much disease, there is death, there is pain everywhere. And how not to let mind get overpowered by these things, remain calm and do what is required. Here, of course, the amani bhava is to speak of the absolute reality. That when mind is also negated, then only Advaita is Satya. And how long this Mano Nirodha should be practiced? Until Yavad Hridi Gatam Kshayam. So, Amani Bhava, he says, is Mana Pravesha Krita Visheshasya Atmani Tyagaha. Amani Bhava means mind should be absorbed in Atma. Tada tat paramam padam. Hridi means not in the heart, but in the sakshi of the heart, means Atma. So, Hridi Gatam means in the Atma. तथा च सूक्ष्म अवस्था रूपस्य मनसः आवृतत्वात् अमनि भावे केवल साक्षी भानम समाधौ इति भावः. In amani bhava, sakshi bhanam is there in that samadhi. I feel because now that our mind is so extroverted that, lot of activities go on every day, gradually this practice also should be taken up for different people at different, and that he will highlight who should do what. Then next shloka says, samadhi nirdhuta malasya chetaso niveshitasyatmani yat sukham bhavet na shakyate varnaitum gira tada swayam tadang antakkarane na grihyate. Samadhi nirdhuta malasya chetaso niveshitasya atmani yat sukham bhavet. The one who has washed away his all mala with samadhi abhyasa and mind is absorbed in Atma, then the sukham that is attained, that cannot be described by speech. Na shakyate varnaitum gira tada swayam tad antakkarane na grihyate. That is grasped by the antakkarana. Now when it is said antakkarana is there to grasp, and you also say it is asampragnata nirvikalpaka, how is it possible? Because if antakkarana is there to experience it, then there is savikalpakatva. So in this also, some acharyas, they say there is no such thing called nirvikalpaka. Why? Because it is only temporary suspension of vikalpas. As soon as there is vyutthanam from samadhi, all vikalpas will come back. So the vikalpas are avyakta, that is called nirvikalpaka. And when vikalpas become vyakta, then that is called savikalpaka. Then mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktam nirvishayam smrutam. That shloka is as is given from Amritabindu Upanishad. So some of these small Upanishads, in brief, they have given everything. And I had read one tika on Amritabindu, in which lot of Mandukya Karikas were also quoted. After this Tavadeva Nirodhavyam Yavadariti Gatam Kshayam, all Karikas are also. In other words, that negation of mind is the primary sadhana, is the main sadhana. And then, now here, asampragnat samadhi kale sakshi swarupam brahmaiva bhati ityartha. This is a beautiful point. You might have already known, but just to emphasize that in asampragnata samadhi, sakshi itself is understood as Brahma. Sakshi swarupam brahmaiva bhati. And then those Kathopanishad mantras also which we saw, they are given. And then 6th chapter of Gita, some shlokas are quoted here. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyan atmani tushyati sukham atyantikam yattad ityadi. And it is said, saha nishchayena yoktavyaha yogo anirvinna chetasa. This yoga should be practiced without getting frustrated or without giving up. Vishayakar parinama bhave cha sushuptiva sukshmaavastham mana iti bhava yatra cha manah pariname sati atmana shuddha sattvena manasaiva vyanjakatvena ityadi. Okay. There is one point that I just want to mention here, and that is that when a person practices sampragnata samadhi for a long time, then he will attain asampragnata samadhi. So directly, nobody will attain asampragnata samadhi. And that's why in Ashtanga Yoga there is dharana, dhyana and samadhi. So you go on doing dharana and dhyana, then that savikalpa will culminate in nirvikalpaka. Now, from Yoga Vasishtha, also a shloka is quoted. And this Yoga Vasishtha also, you know, it has all different levels of things. For Vairagya also there is lot of discussion, and Yoga is also there, and Vedanta is also there, and Jagat, Ajatavada is also discussed in Yoga Vasishtha. Everything is given. And there is no Nyaya Darshan or Prabhakara in Yoga Vasishtha. It is just straight teaching. Dvau kramau chittanashasya yogo jnane cha raghava. Here Raghava, there are two sadhana. Kramau means sadhana anusthana, upaya for chittanasha. What are they? Yoga and jnana. Yogo jnane cha raghava. Yogo jnanam cha raghava, not jnane, jnanam. Yogas tad vritti rodhascha. What is yoga? Tad vritti rodha means chitta vritti nirodha. And jnanam samyag avekshanam. Jnanam is understanding the right thing, knowing the right thing. Then he says, asadhyaha kasyachid yogaha, kasyachid tattva nishchayaha. Somebody, for them, yoga is very difficult. And for some people, this tattva nishchaya is very difficult. Means some people, They are good for yoga marga and some are good for jnana marga. Those who can go on studying, do chintanam, is good for them. If you ask them to just sit at one place, not do anything, just breathe in, breathe out, and keep mind calm, they may get disturbed. That is not their speciality. And others, they are more into yoga, chitta vritti nirodha and all, and they are not much into jnanam. Means they don't like studying too many shastras and too many of other things. The right balance would be where, the right balance means, of course, if only one is there, that is good, but one definitely needs to have lot of sanyama on indriya, on mana, etc. So that is must even for the one who is practicing Tattvanishchaya. And that a time should come when if I have to drop everything, I can drop. And the person who does only yoga abhyasa should know that I must have clear knowledge. Even if that person doesn't study lot of granthas, that I am not drashta, but I am Brahma. This jnanam should be clear. And then in between there will be enough people. Some people may do more adhyanam, some people may do more sadhana, and of course other bhakti sadhana and all, whatever that people can take up for this manonasha. Because all these upayas are for chittanasha, manonasha. And then here this Tikakar has quoted, because all these Bhagavad Gita shlokas are there, so everything what Madhusudan Saraswati has written in Gudhartha Deepika, from there he has quoted here and referred everything, which we don't need to go into Gita. Almost 2-3 pages are there for that Gita shloka commentary. But what we should remember is that in that Samadhi Abhyasa, what is attained is also absorption of mind similar to Sushupti. And then here also you can use the help of Mandukya Karika, where it is said that Liyate hi sushupte tat nigrahitam na liyate. So there is a difference between the Leenam Manaha and Niruddham Manaha. Niruddham means that which is negated. So this is given in the 3rd chapter of Mandukya. One has the ability to come back, the Leenam Manaha, and the other doesn't have. What is the objective of doing this yoga sadhana for jnanam? If, let us say, I am emphasizing jnanam, then what is the objective accomplished by yoga sadhana? The objective accomplished is whatever sadhana chatushtaya that I am lacking, this yoga sadhana will make up for it. Because my vyavahara has reduced. If I do this kind of sadhana, my external vyavahara is not there. External activity has gone down. So uparati is there. Indriyas are not involved in other things. So shama dama will come. And then because I sit for longer hours, slowly my food intake and also will reduce. Means my need of the external world or dependence on the external world will gradually go down. Which also happens in case of person who does lot of studies. If you sit down at one place and go on studying, go on teaching, go on writing, you don't have enough time and hunger because you are not physically active. Physically active people, those who go from one end of Gangaji to another end of Gangaji in Rishikesh, go on walking here, there, you will feel hungry. Then you will feel tired also. If you are just sitting, studying, you will not feel that much hungry anyway. So like that, these sadhanas, they actually result in minimum involvement in the world also. Okay, so now up to this, I just thought I'll share some things about Asampragnat Samadhi. Now come back to the Moolam. In Moolam, now there is a Vakya, Savikalpaka Vakyartha Bodhe Cha Savikalpaka Padarthopasthiti Rangam. Right? That Vakya is there. And you all have that reading, right? And in another book that I have from Dakshinamurti Math, there is another sentence which is missing in this one, and that is, instead of Savikalpaka, Nirvikalpaka. So same line, but just Nirvikalpaka. Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Bodhe cha Nirvikalpaka Padarthopasthiti Rangam. So for Savikalpaka Vakyartha Bodha, you need Savikalpaka Padartha. That will become the Angam. Means part. So if I have Savikalpa Pada Artha Jnanam, then that will help me in understanding Savikalpaka Vakyartha Jnanam. And if I have Nirvikalpaka Padartha Jnanam, then those Nirvikalpaka Padarthas will become parts to reveal the Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Jnanam. So it is very straightforward. And Tikakar has not given anything on that. But you understood what it means, that Savikalpaka Vakya Jnanam will take place when Padartha in that Vakya are Savikalpaka, and likewise Nirvikalpaka also. Then next sentence in Moolam is Prakritecha Nirvikalpako Vakyartha Bodhaha. And in Prakrita, the current topic is of Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Bodha. Therefore, you need Nirvikalpaka Padartha Upasthiti for Nirvikalpaka Vakyartha Bodha. Further now. Tasyaiva Pramatvena Ajnana Nivritti Samarthyat. Tasyaiva Vakyartha Bodhasya. Tasya Vakyartha Bodhasya Pramatvena Ajnana Nivritti Samarthyat. Pramatvena Ajnana Nivritti Samarthyat. So that Nirvikalpak Vakyartha Bodha will be capable of removing the ignorance when there is Prama. See the Tika now. What is Prama? Pramatvam Abadhita Artha Vishayakam. What is Prama? Abadhita Artha becomes the Vishaya of that Jnanam. That Jnanam will be called Prama. So that Jnanam whose Vishaya is Abadhita, that is Prama. Pramatvam. Sushuptau Nirvikalpaka Sakshi Chaitanya Matra Anubhavena Jagratau Anubhuyamananam Tad Visheshanam Vyabhicharitvena Mithyatvat Saprakaraka Bodhasya Na Pramatvam. Anything that is Badhita, that is the knowledge of that is not Prama. So what is said is that in Sushupti, Nirvikalpaka Sakshi Chaitanya Matra Anubhava is there. And therefore, whatever was experienced in waking or in dream, all of that becomes Vyabhichari, subject to negation in Sushupti, and therefore everything is Mithya. So this is already understood through Mandukya Vaitathya Prakaranam that whatever is Drishyam, whatever is Anubhutam, all of that is Mithya, Yatha Rajju Sarpa. So Rajju Sarpa is also Mithya because it is experience like that. So knowledge of all those objects is not Prama. Now in Vedanta Paribhasha, this question is taken up that all of this is not Prama, then how Vyavahara will take place, Like if I say 7 o'clock is the class, and you look at the watch and you say this is Jagrat Padartha, this is Mithya. So the knowledge of 7 o'clock is Mithya, so then you will not call. So this is Mithya only when I realize that I am Brahma. Until that point, Vyavaharik Pramana will give Vyavaharik Prama and it is good enough for Vyavahara. So, any case you take, you are hungry, you want food, food will satiate hunger. So, that is your Anubhava and you will follow up with this kind of eating or whatever practice. So, you can't say that they are not producing Prama, they are Mithya until the Antim Pramana, Vedanta Pramana works and negates all other Pramanas and the Vishayas. Now, the question is, Nanu Nishprakaraka Bodhasyapi na Pramatvam. This is a Nayayika. He says, Nishprakaraka Bodha also is not Prama. Means Nirvikalpaka Bodha, you said everything Savikalpaka is not Prama. Why? Because in Nirvikalpaka Bodha, all Savikalpa is negated. By the way, if you remember Panchadashi first chapter, this question that is raised by Vidyaranya Swamiji, Savikalpasya lakshyatve, lakshyasya syada vastuta, nirvikalpasya lakshyatvam na drishtam na cha sambhavi. You remember this? There was a discussion on Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa. So there it was said that is your lakshya Savikalpa or Nirvikalpaka? If lakshya is Savikalpa, then it is Mithya. And if your lakshya is Nirvikalpa, we have never seen the knowledge of Nirvikalpa ever. Nirvikalpasya lakshyatvam na drishtam na cha sambhavi, and it is not possible also. So then Acharya first he gave the answer and then he said, this is true for Dravya, Guna, Kriya, Jati, all of that. Where there are Vikalpas, all this is true. But Brahma is not a member of Shabda Pravritti Nimitta. And therefore, Nirvikalpa Bodha is possible and it will give moksha. Now here this Purvapakshi says, Nishprakaraka Bodha is also not Prama. Why? Because he has studied Tarka Sangraha. He says, Tadvati tat prakaraka anubhavo yathartha anubhavaha. What is yathartha anubhava? Tadvati tat prakaraka anubhava. Sa eva Prama. And there yathartha anubhava is Prama. You all know this, right? Iti, you know or not? Iti uchyate iti annam bhattai uktatvat. And he gives the name also, Annam Bhatta. So if you forget who is the author of Tarka Sangra, that is also given. Annam Bhattai Ruktatvat. Iti chet. Answer is given no. Tadvati tat prakaraka anubhava is for Savikalpa Vastu. But tad avritti aprakarkas tad anubhavo yathartha iti lakshana swikarat. So the other lakshana is tad avritti aprakaraka tad anubhavo. So tadvati tat prakaraka, and I have told you tat prakaraka means that visheshana. So that vishishta anubhava is there. Ghatatvavati, ghatatva prakaraka anubhavo yathartha. Ghatat, that which has ghatatva, in that ghata, ghatatva prakaraka anubhava is yathartha. So, rajjuvati, rajju prakaraka anubhava yathartha. Rajjutvavati. And where there is no rajjutva, and in that, or there is no sarpatva, and in that if you do sarpa darshanam, then it is called ayathartha anubhava. That is not prama. So here he says tad vritti aprakaraka tad anubhava. Tad avritti tad aprakaraka anubhavo yathartha. So tad avritti means there where something is not there, that kind of anubhava is not there. That aprakaraka means not having that visheshana. So in this way, nirvishesha is also included if you do this definition. Iti lakshana svikara. So where something is not, that kind of anubhava is not. That is called yathartha. If a rajju does not have sarpa, then in that rajju sarpa anubhava, not having sarpa jnanam, that is yathartha. So you say sarpa, rajju is there. So there is no sarpa, there is no danda, there is no udakadhara, there is no bhuchidra. So then knowledge of sarpa, danda, udakadhara, bhuchidra, not having such anubhava will be yathartha. In this way, the definition is given. Ataha, next page now. Ataha, remember all this is introduction. He is preparing for us to move forward. Ataha na lakshyata avachedakam antarena lakshananupapattihi. अतः इति श्रुति टीका श्रुति तात्पर्यानुरोधेन निर्विकल्पक स्मरणस्य अज्ञान निवर्तक बोधजनकत्वेन प्रकृत उपयुक्तत्वात् इत्यर्थः. So this निर्विकल्पक स्मरण through श्रुति तात्पर्य अनुरोध. श्रुति तात्पर्य अनुरोध means on the strength of the तात्पर्य of श्रुति, निर्विकल्पक स्मरणस्य अज्ञान निवर्तकत्व बोधजनकत्वेन. That निर्विकल्प स्मरणम is capable of removing ajnanam. So this alone, Sureshwaracharya ji says, is when we do Anvaya Vyatireka, then I know that whatever I can do Vyatireka, that is not me. If I can leave something, that is not me. So there where there is, either you say drishyatva or heya upadeyatva. I can take and I can drop. So like my clothes, I took, I dropped. So that is not me. My phone, I take, I drop. That is not me. My spectacles, glasses, I take, I drop. So that is not me. In the same way, sharir also, mana also, whatever I can drop, that is not me, because without that also I continue. And if without that I can continue for few hours, then without those things I can continue for masabda yuga kalpeshu. For masa, year, yuga and kalpa. Other things will come and go. I will remain. So like most of us, we were living down somewhere in the city and we had so many other possessions and things, and we realized that we can live without them. That means that was never part of me to begin with. So like that every day we can drop things. So निर्विकल्पक स्मरणस्य अज्ञान निवर्तक बोधजनकत्वेन प्रकृत उपयुक्तत्वात्. In the prakrita, in this Tattvamasi Mahavakya, it is upayukta. Upayukta means something which is associated. Upa means closely associated. Yukta literally means associated only. So it is appropriate. तथा च लक्ष्यता अवच्छेदक धर्म असंभव मूलिका या लक्षणाया अनुपपत्ति ही सा अत्र नास्ति इति भावः. And this लक्ष्यता अवच्छेदक धर्म असंभव मूलिका लक्षणायाः अनुपपत्ति. Somebody may say that in the absence of lakshata avachedaka dharma, this lakshana will not work. That is not the case here. Means here, I have already arrived at something through Shruti. Shruti's tatparya. And I already have experience of that. All that is needed is recollecting it in the connection properly. See, that's why in Chandogya Upanishad, this swapiti is given. Swam apito bhavati. One attains oneself. Means Chidabhasa attains Atmaswarupa. So that swapiti is only to indicate this, that I already am myself and nothing else in Sushupti. And their example is also given of this bird which is tied to a pole and which goes here, there, cannot reach anywhere. And therefore, disham patetva anyatra ayatanam alabdhva, then it comes back to that pole, bandhanam eva upashrayate. Evam eva somya, this manaha attains prana, and their prana means Brahma. So mind comes to Brahma every day. So in this way, Anubhava is also there. But I have to remind myself that Tattvamasi is telling me that, oh, this is who I am. The other idea that I always like, also you can use Chandogya, 6th chapter. Because what is said, Sadeva Somya idamagra asit ekameva advitiyam. Before creation, in the manifest form, only Sat was there, ekameva advitiyam. And then at the end of the teaching, it is said that Sat you are. Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi. So, what is my true nature? That which was there before creation, that alone I am. When the world was also unmanifest. So there was no physical body, there were no Pancha Mahabhutas, Panchikrita or Apanchikrita, there was nothing. At that time I was there. And you don't have to do kalpana of that, because that is experience in Sushupti. So really speaking, if you do thorough study of 6th chapter of Chandogya, all points are also given, and how that our body, mind, everything is also made up of those elements only. So that Sat alone I am. What was there before creation? Now what was there? There was no Nama, no Rupa, no Kriya, nothing. That I am, and not this. In this way, we can remind ourselves. So there is no Anupapatti situation here through Lakshana. Prakrita Vakyartha Anukula Padartho Pasthitirev Shakti Lakshana Sadhyatvat. What is the objective of this Lakshana? Prakrita Vakyartha Anukula Padartha Upasthiti. Vakyartha Anukula Padartha. Objective of Lakshana is what is Anukula to the Prakrita Vakya. Whatever Vakya is there, in this case Tattvamasi, that Anukula Padartha Upasthiti, to bring that up, to present it at the right time, that is the goal of Lakshana. That Shakti Lakshana Sadhyatvat. here I have written down some definition when I studied this earlier from Maharajji's talks. Shakti Jnana Prayojya Padarthopasthitir Lakshana. What is Lakshana? Shakti Jnana Prayojya Padartha Upasthiti. And Shakti Jnana Nishtha Nirupakata Nirupita Yan Nirupya Padartha Vanchita Tasyopasthiti is Shakti Lakshana Sadhya. In Shakti and in Lakshana, there are two things, right? Both are dependent upon Tatparya. And in Prakrita, Vakyartha, where is the Tatparya? Tatparya is in Nirvikalpaka. So, Tad Anukula Padartha Upasthiti, Shakti also, means Vachyartha also, and Lakshana also. Both of them, their objective is to produce the Nirvikalpaka Padartha. Where to produce? In my buddhi. So, I remember that, oh, this is what is my true nature. When somebody says, this is who you are. So, who am I? That which is devoid of all conditionings. That which I experience in Sushupti, in the absence of Desha Kala Vastu, or that which was there in the beginning of creation, where no Nama Rupas were there. Because remember, when it is said Sushupti and all, it is with respect to Tvam-pada. Because Avasthatraya is for Tvam-pada. And Srishti Sthiti Laya is for Tat-pada. So when I do Aikya, then I should understand that I am that which is there in Sushupti and also at the same time when there is no creation, means Pralaya, both. That I am. So, in this way, Shakti and Lakshana both are understood. Shakti Lakshana Rupayaha Dvividhayaha api. In Tika, one sentence will complete. Shakti Lakshana Rupayaha Dvividhaya api. One is Shakti Rupa and another is Lakshana Rupa. They being twofold. But api vrittehe tatparya adhinatvad eva tatsiddhyati. But the meaning revealed through Shakti Vritti or Lakshana Vritti is always Tatparya Adhina alone. So, through Tatparya, I should recognize. So, now, the main point is, one was this doing Asampragnata Samadhi, Abhyasa through Sampragnata Samadhi and arriving at Asampragnata, and the ability to recollect this knowledge in the right way is what we saw today. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punaha Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.